Hey, how are things going? Well, I'm going to continue today and read you another book that is another version of the 23rd Psalm. So the last book that I read was a version it was just a regular version from the Bible, but the illustrations were done so that they looked like they took place in a city. So it looked really different than maybe how you might visualize something like that. And today I'm going to read a different version, and this one takes place in a rural area or in the country. And so I think it's interesting how different illustrators kind of look at that and how they interpret that and what pictures they decide to use for different parts of that psalm. So I'm going to give you a challenge kind of, and I hope that you'll take the 23rd Psalm, which is really one of the most famous of the Psalms, and do your own illustrations, like break off different sections, and I wonder how you will illustrate different parts of it, so it sort of shows your own life, your own experience. So this version is called the Shepherd's Song, the 23rd Psalm, pictures by Julia Minor. And this also, the wording in this is a little bit different because it is from the King James Version, which is the most old-fashioned version. So there'll be some words in here that we don't usually use, but the meaning is the same. So I don't know if you remember from Sunday school, but there are lots of different versions or translations of the Bible. And so the meaning is typically the same. It's just that some of the words that they use are a little bit different. And I mean, I think it's kind of interesting that there are so many different ways of sort of looking at the Bible. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. And then you can see, maybe you can get some ideas for how you might like to illustrate your version of the 23rd Psalm. You could also do this with other Bible verses that you really like. So, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. Do you use the word maketh a lot? I don't think I do. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. That looks scary. I wonder what you would draw for something that looks scary or feels scary. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Look, he's using his shepherd's hook to save the lamb who fell down in an area. Did you ever wonder what that hook was for? Now you know. Thou preparest a table before me. In the presence, do you see down here, there's a wolf down in the corner, of mine enemies. So see, the wolf is here, and the wolf would be an enemy of the sheep. But the shepherd is still here, watching over the sheep. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So see the little sheep and the shooting star up there? That's the end. I wonder what you think about that book. I wonder if you notice, if you noticed all the differences between the other version. The words were kind of different, and the illustrations were definitely really different. So I think that's a fun challenge. I hope that you'll do that. And I hope that after you do your drawings that you'll have a grown-up take a picture of them, or you can take a picture of them, and you can have a grown-up post them on our K5 Facebook page. And if you do that, you can put your name there, but only put your first name. Put your first name only or no name. Either one is fine. So I wonder what you thought about this, how in here they refer to God as He. And a lot of times we won't do that at our church. We'll talk about not using, like instead of He, I might just instead put the word God back in there, or I might say she, or the divine, or Holy One, or there are lots of different names for God. So that in this version, that's what they use. But in the version that I send out in the email, it didn't use He. So again, there are different ways of looking at that. I also wonder if you noticed how, I wonder if you figured out what they're referring to with the shepherd, like who or what is the shepherd supposed to be in this story? Because through the Bible, there are lots of times where they talk about shepherds. And so if you think about shepherds and what the job of this shepherd is, I wonder what they're thinking about when they talk about the shepherd. So that might be something to think about and something to talk to your family about. So that's our story for today. And I think I might do a few other 23rd Psalm books as well, because gosh, there are lots of them. I didn't realize how many we have. So I may share a few more, and hopefully you can little by little work on your illustrations, and maybe we could have a lot of cool things to share. So I hope to see you soon, and I hope you're well.